about improving our fluency. How to improve our fluency above for reading, listening, speaking, and writing. So I was just saying about the fluency in a in a surface manner, but I thought that we can go deeper into each of those. So today I'm going to talk about the reading fluency and how you can improve it. Good morning, Johnny. So I was I prepared some materials for you on how to improve your reading fluency. Okay. Reading fluency is actually the ability of reading smoothly, accurately, and with expression. There is a stress on this expression because when we read something, we have to understand the emotions, expressions, and the way it is said. Okay, and I will be showing you an example of a conversation between a father and a son at the end of this reading fluency, and you will understand better. Okay, so if you are, we already talked about that in our last live. When we read a paragraph, an essay, or a conversation, or a short story, anything, there is something that will be expressed through that story. If you are reading a conversation between two people, they both will have emotions and they will be saying something. Nobody will have a casual conversation like a robotic type of conversation. Everyone will express something. Whenever we are speaking, there are some tones, some pitches, and our voice modulation, etc., that are coming in our speaking. The same goes for reading also, because somebody has said that when you read a book or when you read a novel, you have to read it like you are watching a movie. So if you want to watch it like a movie, you have to practice your reading so that you can see the words in your head. Okay, seeing the words in your head and their ideas in your head, picturizing them are a major part of reading fluency. So whenever for example, when we are thinking something, we are not saying it aloud, we are just thinking about it, but there is a little voice in our head that is actually talking about that. The little voice in our head is actually saying things to us. So it also has a voice modulation, it has a pitch, it has a tone, and it has expression. So the same goes for reading. Okay. So for example, I will read this paragraph firstly in a robotic way. Reading fluency is the ability to read smoothly, accurately, and with expression. It plays a crucial role in comprehension and overall reading proficiency. That's a robotic way of reading. But if I am reading it in a manual way with expression, reading fluency is the ability to read smoothly, accurately, and with expression. It plays a crucial role in comprehension and overall reading proficiency. So, I stressed somewhere. So, that stress means that there is importance in those words. Okay, so when you are listening to that, when you are listening to me speaking like that, you will be focusing more on those words and you will understand the text perfectly. So, strategies for speed and accuracy. You need to read speedily. You need to read fast. Whenever we are reading something, we cannot read that for a whole day. We cannot read using half an hour or 1 hour, etc. So, what should we do to improve our speed and accuracy? This is actually for the IELTS and OET students. You need to understand the text, the paragraph, or the essay in less than 10 or 15 minutes so that you can analyze it and find the answers. Okay, for IELTS it's actually like that. There will be 3 essays and you need to understand that each of the essay and learn the answers. Same goes for fluency. In this fluency, like if you understand a short story just by looking at it for 5 minutes, then you have a higher chance for explaining it in your own words, and if you understand it faster, you will have more time to write about it. Okay, so what to do to improve this speed and accuracy? First one is skimming through the words, skimming through the whole essay so that you can understand where the important words are located. Like before reading and minimizing, include previewing the text before reading and minimizing sub-vocalization. What is this sub-vocalization? Sub-vocalization means when you are reading a text, you will be reading that in your mind, right? You are reading that word by word in your mind, or somebody will be reading it under their voice, like techniques for improving, like that. But the technique for improving the speed is actually not to read it like that. Okay, first of all, you will be seeing a text and you will be starting to read from the start onwards, and you will be starting to read one by word, the one by one. So but actually don't do that. When you look at a text or when you look at a essay, first of all, skim through the essay. Skimming means not actually reading but looking for the important words, looking for the focusing on the keywords or the core idea. Okay, so when I look at this slide, what I see is strategy, speed, accuracy, techniques, previewing, reading, minimizing, subvocalization. These are the words that I actually see. Then I got an idea, a basic idea of what is happening in the text, what is happening in the slide. So then I will be reading, okay, in between those words. Techniques for improving. Okay, I understood. The technique is, what is saying in the slide is how to improve the speed and accuracy. And what is it? That include previewing the text before reading and minimizing subvocalization. Okay, fine, understood. Like we should preview the text before reading and we should minimize our subvocalization. So that's how you understand the text. Okay, before reading, you have to preview the text. Preview the text for the core idea or the keywords. If you are reading it in your mind, do not read one word by word or sentence by sentence, but instead focus on the keywords or the core ideas. Good morning, legend. Accuracy is the key to ensure understanding. The last line is accuracy. Okay, what is this accuracy? We understood about the speed, how to improve our speed. Okay. To improve our speed, I already told you to focus on the keywords or the core words and then read it in between the core words. Okay. Good morning, Sino. Good morning, Anju. So, in this, what about accuracy? Accuracy is whenever you are reading or whenever you are previewing or skimming through this text, be accurate at what keywords that you are choosing. Okay, so here we have this slide. The heading of the slide is speed and accuracy in black letters and strategies for speed and accuracy in blue ones. So we understand that strategy, speed and accuracy is the keywords of this slide, or it is a heading, or it is the main idea of this slide. Okay, then you will understand what to focus on next. Next is the techniques, improving, reading, speed. Like there are a lot of words. We have to accurately point out which ones would be the keywords. Okay. Next is building vocabulary. Okay. Good morning, Raisa. So, if you have a good speed, if you have good accuracy, but you don't know what some words means, then you cannot understand the text or you cannot understand the content of the text. So in order to do that, you have to improve the vocabulary first. Vocabulary is integral to fluency. What do you mean by integral? Integral means important or the basic or the foundation, like that. Okay. Activities like reading diverse materials, using context clues, maintaining a vocabulary journal, etc. can significantly enhance your reading skills. So actually the basic step is to increase your vocabulary step by step. Okay. The side steps is to improve your speed and accuracy. The basic foundation is vocabulary in any reading, so you have to improve your vocabulary step by step. To improve this vocabulary, you have to read diverse materials. Some people like to read non-fictions, some people like to read fictions, some others only like these business papers, news journals, articles, etc. But what you have to do is read anything and everything. When you read something, if you want to learn a language, if you want to be fluent in that language, read whatever that you get in that language. Whether it be books, a film subtitle, a poster, or even a newspaper cutting, anything, you have to read it. Okay. Only then can you improve your vocabulary and the grammar and the reading fluency. Okay, so diverse materials means there will be novels, short stories, the newspaper journals, and some web articles, etc. You have to read everything. Then keeping a vocabulary journal. Sometimes for the same word there will be different meaning. Even the spelling and the pronunciation, everything will be same. Everything will be the same, but the meaning of the word will be utterly different. So, for example, TEAR, tear. Okay. One meaning of the word tear is the teardrops, kannanira. Okay. The another word of the meaning of the word tear is to tear or to cut. Okay. Kīruka ennulla arthathilum tear undu. So, the same word aana, the same pronunciation aana, same spellings aana, but the meaning is completely different. So that's why you need to read diverse materials to understand the context and the meanings of same word in different context. പല സാഹചര്യത്തിൽ അതിൻ്റെ വേർഡ് മീനിങ് എങ്ങനെ മാറും. അതുപോലെ തന്നെ വേർഡ്സ് നമ്മൾ അഡ്ജക്റ്റീവ്സ് യൂസ് ചെയ്യുമ്പോൾ അതിന് ING വരാം, അതിന് LY ചേർക്കാം. സോ ഇഫ് യു ആർ റീഡിങ് ഡിവേഴ്സ് മെറ്റീരിയൽസ് ആൻഡ് യു ആർ അണ്ടർസ്റ്റാൻഡിങ് ഹൗ ടു റീഡ് ഇറ്റ്, നമുക്ക് പുതിയ പുതിയ വേർഡ്സ് കിട്ടും, അതെങ്ങനെ എവിടെയൊക്കെ ചേർക്കുന്നതെന്ന് കിട്ടും. സോ ഇറ്റ് ഈസ് റിയലി ഇമ്പോർട്ടൻറ്റ് ദാറ്റ് യു കീപ്പ് എ വൊക്കാബുലറി ജേർണൽ ആൻഡ് ലിസ്റ്റ് ഔട്ട് ഓൾ ദ വേർഡ്സ് ആൻഡ് ഇറ്റ്സ് ഡിഫറെൻറ്റ് മീനിങ്സ്. ഒരു വേർഡിന് നമ്മൾ വേർഡ് എഴുതി മീനിങ് എഴുതി വെക്കുകയല്ല ചെയ്യേണ്ടത്. റൈറ്റ് എ വേർഡ്, റൈറ്റ് അബൌട്ട് ദ ഡിഫറെൻറ്റ് മീനിങ്സ് ആൻഡ് ദെൻ യൂസ് ദാറ്റ് ഇൻ എ സെൻറ്റൻസ് ഇൻ യുവർ വൊക്കാബുലറി ജേർണൽ. ഓക്കെ, യൂസ് ഇറ്റ് ഇൻ യുവർ sentence in the vocabulary journal, and you have to practice a lot to improve that vocabulary. You have to use it in your daily conversation, you have to use it in your writings for you to by heart that word and to use it naturally. Okay, next is expressive reading aloud and expression. We discussed in the last live that to improve your reading fluency, you need to have a partner or a teacher who can monitor you reading aloud. Okay, who can monitor you, how you are pronouncing certain words, how you are reading with expression, if your punctuations and pitch and pronunciation and tone are right. You need to have a partner or you need to have a teacher for that. Okay, reading aloud is a powerful tool for fluency improvement. Practice expressing emotions through voice modulation and intonation to bring the text to life. So this text is actually a group of words that is in a screen or in a paper or wherever, a surface. So you actually need to bring that text or bring that words into life so that the others can understand your expression, understand your emotions, etc. through those words. So when you are reading aloud, you really need to read aloud. Okay, not just under a voice or not just silently or softly. No, you have to read aloud with clear voice modulation. Voice modulation means we can always modulate our voice. Singers always do that according to the nature of their songs. They will be singing melodious, sometimes pop, sometimes rap. So for each of these songs, they will be using different voice modulation. So for melody, they will be singing in a soft voice, and for rap, they will be saying it aloud with a what? With a bass voice, with a bass sound, with bass sounds all around. So it's just like that when you are reading aloud. Just think you are singing a song and you are to express your emotions, or you have to express the emotions of the words through your voice. That's how you have to read aloud. Okay. Next is, we always say that if you want to improve your reading, you have to consistently practice. Whatever it is, reading, speaking, listening, or writing, you have to consistently practice. But the basic step to improve this speaking, listening, and writing is to read. Okay. You have to understand, you have to have a vast knowledge of words, you have to understand different meanings, different context, different daily usage of words, and some phrases and some slangs. Okay, you can get all these only through this reading. So by reading, you are not only improving the reading fluency, you will also get vocabulary for speaking, for writing, and for listening. When you listen by reading aloud, you are listening to your own voice. So when you hear another audio, when you hear another person speaking, you will understand, oh yes, he is speaking about that word, he is speaking about this. Okay, that's how you have to read. Then we already said, utilize tools like reading apps. You have to set specific goal. What is a specific goal? In our academy, we will be setting specific goal for each students. If they don't, somebody will have good voice modulation, but they won't have an emotion in their voice. Somebody will know how to pause at the punctuations, but not their voice modulation. So we will be making them practice until they can reach their goals, until they can read fluently with emotions, with expressing the idea in that text, and with punctuations. Okay. And this is a small comic. This is the example that I was going to provide you today. So this little boy is actually talking to his father. It is a monologue. So we can read it in different ways, in our own words, in our own emotions. Okay. So what he is saying is, Dad, I realize I have spent a lot of time wishing I was a grown-up. So that is his wish. He is saying, so there are some block letters. Like he is saying, there is a comma, Dad, comma, I realize I have spent a lot. That L-O-T is actually bold, emboldened. So we have to stress that at that point. Okay. So how we will read it? Dad, I realize I've spent a lot of time wishing I was a grown-up. Okay, so there is a stress at that lot, and there are some pauses. Dad, I realize I've spent a lot of time wishing I was a grown-up. That's the expression, or that's the emotion in his voice. Then, but the grown-up I know all wish they were younger. There is a stress at the word younger. And since you guys have been both, I figure it might be better to be a kid. That's why I have decided to live it up while I can and enjoy my youth. Anyways, I'm off to my mindless fun without a care in the world. Enjoy Texas. So, I got to learn how to stop saying everything I think. I got to learn to stop saying everything I think. So, there are a lot of times that we have to stress, or some words that he is stressing on, some words that he wants us to know. Okay, unless we look deeper, unless we read it aloud in his own voice, we will never understand the true meaning of those words. If we have to understand the meaning of those words, we have to read it in his situation, in his voice, and how he is saying it. Okay, so look at that expressions in the first three boxes. He is jovial, he is happy, he is actually excited to talk to his father about something that he knows. And in the last slide, he is actually disappointed in himself, or he is maybe thinking angrily about something. So that voice modulation should actually be in our heads. If you are reading it in our mind, you should read it in his voice, a young boy's voice, and you have to use the voice modulation that he will be using. Okay. So, as we were saying, I will just round up all the main points again. We were saying about the reading fluency, how to improve reading fluency, and what is the importance of reading fluency. Reading fluency is the ability to read smoothly, accurately, and with expression. I already told you in the first slide. That was what I was showing you in the last slide. Okay, how to read fluently, accurately, and smoothly. Then speed and accuracy. To increase the speed and accuracy for students in schools, colleges, or IELTS or OET, anyone, first of all, you have to improve the accuracy and find the keywords in the text and then focus on that. Focus on the keywords and then read it between the keywords. Okay. Then you can improve the speed and accuracy. You will be understanding the keywords or the core idea of a text, then it will be better. It will be easier to understand the whole paragraph. Okay. Then is building vocabulary. Vocabulary is the basic foundation of any language, words that have different meanings in different contexts. I told you there will be words with same spelling, same pronunciation, but their meaning will be different in different context. പല സാഹചര്യങ്ങളിൽ പല മീനിങ് വരുന്ന വേർഡ്സ് ഉണ്ട്. സോ ഇൻ ഓർഡർ ടു അണ്ടർസ്റ്റാൻഡ് ദാറ്റ് യു ഹാവ് ടു റീഡ് ഡൈവേഴ്സ് മെറ്റീരിയൽസ് ആൻഡ് കീപ്പ് എ വൊക്കാബുലറി ജേർണൽ ടു റൈറ്റ് any words with different meanings and write an example, write a sentence using the different meanings of the word. Okay, if you have a same word and you have different meanings, write a sentence for each of those meanings. Write at least one sentence for each of those meanings. Okay, then is expressive reading. You have to, when you read something, try to read it in their voice. Try to read it according to the author's voice, how they are telling us. You have to listen to the words that are printed on the surface in the author's voice. Okay, use the voice modulation, use their ideas, use their emotions, and mind the punctuations. Okay. Next is consistent practice and progress. Whatever you do, you have to consistently practice the reading and keep the vocabulary journal. Write. Good morning. Okay. So write about these vocabularies, write about these words and their meanings, and write each sentence for all these words. Okay. And also you need to have a teacher or a partner to have a read aloud session. You have to read aloud to understand the pronunciation, the punctuation, the emotions in the words, and also the total expression of the text. Okay, so this is the example of our video or of our reading aloud. So he is conversing with his dad in about something, about his wishes and how he changed his wish and what he is saying in the end. Okay, so I will try to read it in his voice. You can correct me if I am wrong, okay? You know, Dad, I realize I have spent a lot of time wishing I was a grown-up. But the grown-up I know all wish they were younger, and since you guys have been both, I figure it might be better to be a kid. That's why I've decided to live it up while I can enjoy my youth. Anyway, I'm off to have mindless fun without a care in the world. Enjoy taxes. I got to learn to stop saying everything I think. Okay, so how was that? Like you have been, I have been reading that in his voice, not actually his voice, but I was trying to read it in his voice, how he is saying it, and the voice modulation of him. Okay, so this is how you read it. Even when you are reading it in your mind, try to have that voice modulation. Try to use this punctuations and the pauses and the stress in the words. Okay. whenever you are reading a text or a paragraph or anything, a conversation, you have to read it first with the voice modulation of that character or of that person or of the author. Okay, so that's it about the reading fluency and how to improve the reading. Anybody has any questions or anything? Okay, I think that's all. Thank you all for being with me.